Platinumtouchpresents, the show you all been waiting on. And now, it's time for the Hill-arious Show with comedian Malcolm Hill.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, comedian Malcolm Hill. And once again, this is the Hill-arious Show each and every Thursday at 7 o'clock, right? We've been going on for, what, a year, 2 years now. I think one of the hottest shows. I love the show to death, man. You know what I mean? I'm proud of everything we're doing. And, you know, I want to thank everybody that's helping putting this thing together. My man, Ron G's, N.A., you know, Jackie, everybody, my whole team. You know, shout out to everybody, man. We got a great show for y'all today. We got one of a very good friend of mine, you know, I'll just say light-skinned guy. One of the funniest light-skinned guys you have ever seen. Crazy dude, man. Me and him started out together at the Laugh House. A guy by the name of Rich Redding is coming on the show. And of course, at the end of the show, we're going to have my man Obona Higgins with the word of the day. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we got my man Rich Redding. I bring some of the funniest, you know, craziest comedians. And it just so happened that everybody that I've brought on so far is people that I've, you know, personally worked with. So it's, you know, it's an honor for me to bring this boy on because, from when we started at open mic night with, you know what I'm saying, with people in there to this dude opens for Cat Williams. You know, he do shows, you know, he went on tour with Cat Williams. You know how hard that is to be on tour with Cat Williams. Cat Williams, you got to be good because, you know what I'm saying, Cat Williams is you know, that boy. So for this guy to go on tour with Cat Williams, man, you know, I was so proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good brother. But with all that said, before we start, I got to bring my co-host on, my man N.A. N.A., where you at, baby?
What's going on, big brother? How you feeling?
We're feeling good, man. Feeling good.
yeah. I like you looking sharp. You can tell when you did some big shows or something.
Oh, yeah,
now you got new shirts. No, not that part.
Oh, yeah.
You got a nice hat.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? We got the. Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
We got the big show coming up, March 23rd.
May 23rd. May 23rd. May 23rd.
May 23rd. I'm at the Met. You know, at the Met with you know what I mean? This show is the biggest show for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be crazy, man. The 23rd, you know what I mean? Coco Brown, Buck Wild, Tony Roberts, Ray Grant, you know, another guy that you know, opens for you know, for Cat Williams, man. And I'm like, you know, for me to have started out in a room with like 10 people to being on a stage, you know, like that is like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's amazing. One of my friends said, oh man, that stage ain't nothing. Nigga, when you walk out in front of 1,000-some people, that is something for me. So the 23rd, get your tickets. It's going to be crazy, man. You know what I mean? But what you do this weekend, N.A.? Where was you at? Well,
you know, it was wifey's birthday. You know what I mean? So, you know, we all went out, me, Ron G's, wifey, my lawyer, and
your lawyer?
Yeah, my lawyer went too. I got to keep my lawyer on deck. I got to keep my lawyer
making money when you take the lawyer with him.
Well, you know, I got to take the lawyer when you're out with Ron G.
Oh yeah. Well, that's true. that is true. That is the only guy that needs a lawyer with him at all times. Because Ron G's will punch somebody in the mouth.
Ron G don't play no games. You know,
don't play no games.
Somebody comes sideways, it's gonna be a situation. Yes. So, you know, shout out to my boy Ron G. I know he in the background. He probably in the background like this. But Ron G's behind the camera, man. We had an excellent time. You know, we went to Orlando. We stayed at Devonport. My folks came up from Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we just swim. You know, drunk, ate. My boy, you know. You know how we do it. You know what I'm saying?
The last time you ate, your front tooth came out. And when
your
front tooth came out, the meeting was over.
Yeah, mess around with y'all. The meeting was over. Got me eating. Say, I can't hang out with y'all. Y'all take me to these places.
When the
chicken is so hard that the chicken pause. You gotta say pause. When the chicken is so hard, it snap your teeth out. Yeah. I said meeting over. Meeting adjourned.
I don't think it was the chicken. I think your tooth wasn't there. So don't blame it on the chicken, nigga. It was that tooth wasn't right. Okay. When you put your tooth in the morning, put your tooth in right. Don't blame it on the chicken.
Hey, Malcolm, what I say? Oh yeah, no, ain't gonna be no show this week. No. show is over.
When your front tooth, in the middle of a conversation and my front tooth just pop out, yeah, the show's over. The show is definitely over. The show's over, man. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all had a good time out there, man. It's I went to Florida a week before that, and definitely it's different out there, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is different. And another thing, ain't nobody wearing a mask. I'm like, is the COVID down here or what's going on down here? Yeah, I ain't hardly see when I was at the parties I was at. It was like it was nothing going on.
Yeah, so, I couldn't believe it either. And I know they was like, who look at this weird motherfucker right here? Because I had my joints like this. But once we went to different places, like, well, for the most part, we was with each other. So it was like we weren't really like around a whole bunch. But I ain't gonna lie, I did go to the club. I had a ball.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my peoples out there, the road manager of Avant. And he's also road manager of 112. Shout out to my boys out in Florida that showed us a real good time. VIP this all the way through. And we was like 10 deep. You know what I mean? He was just like, I actually felt like I was a star. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm out. I'm moving.
You want to move down there?
Big Ish, what up, bro? Yeah, I'm out.
Nah.
Thanks, Ish. Thanks, Ish. Yeah, I'm out, bro.
I said the same thing when I was out there. I said I'm moving out there. But
it's totally different. Let me just real quick tell you about my experiences every time I go. You know, I'm going to Atlanta next month because I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to Jacksonville or if I'm going to the outskirts of Atlanta. I'm gonna go down there. Shout out to Big Dolphin. I'm gonna go down there and mess with him for a week. But I'm trying to see where I want to be because I got a setup in Jacksonville that's decent. You know what I mean? So I'm driving, and they slow. They're very slow out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm tooting, but they good sir and ma'am and all that to where if we was in here in Philadelphia and somebody say that, you think they're trying to stick you up.
Right.
When they too nice. You know what I mean? But as soon as I come back to Philadelphia and they take my bags and the guy come to pick me up, he just throw my bags in. He don't say hello or nothing.
Right.
So I gotta get out of here. I don't understand it. Like, I'm be honest, they retarded here, bro.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. This place is a little bit different, a little bit more crazier than the places I've been. But I like it here. I like the people that I associate myself with. I like the people that I mess with, and I got a lot of stuff going on. Which I can do the same stuff in another city and lock it down. But I formed a lot of relationships with a lot of different people here. And I like dealing with the people, you know what I'm saying? But the weather here is crazy. It was nice up there.
It's nice. Always nice until today. I had shorts on 2 days ago.
Yeah. No, I'm saying when I was in Florida.
It's beautiful. Yo, I gotta tell you real quick, Ron G really gonna hurt me. This is the second time Ron G gonna want to hurt me. But so we out at the beach, right? So this nigga goes and make him a turkey and cheese sandwich. Now you know how they birds is.
Yeah.
So he coming back talking about some, oh shit, and the birds is like 37 birds. He like, I counted them. It's 37 of them.
Now, this nigga counting the birds. It's 37 of them.
Now, if he had his gun, he'd have shot every last bird.
Right.
Yo, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen, man. Yo, but we had a good time, man. We got to set up a trip.
Yeah. We
got to set up a trip.
But with all that said, man, we got to bring my man on because he's a very, very busy man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this comedian friend of mine that I'm about to bring on, I call him light skin. I used to bring him on stage as my light skinned twin brother. When I used to bring him on stage, as my light-skinned twin brother, when he would pop up on that stage, them people would be screaming. And this is my light-skinned twin brother. And, you know, he's open for Cat Williams and for a lot of different people. But for me, it's major to open for Cat Williams. With all that said, bring on my man, Rich Redding. I don't know if he's there, but bring on my man, Rich Redding. I don't know if he's here or not.
Yeah, we can hear you. Richie, Rich. What's up, boy?
Hey,
what up?
How you doing?
What's up, homie?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
Listen, man, when I used to bring you on as my light-skinned twin brother, them people used to scream every single time, man. It was the funniest time, man.
But when I tell you that your rooms were baptism by fire,
yes.
The first time I ever
the toughest rooms in comedy.
Yeah, the first time I ever did 45 minutes, I was supposed to do 15, and you're in the back like stretch it out. And I'm on top of 2 pallets. I don't have any fucking material. I just got to dancing on those hoes, boy. Yeah. Nate, how long you been around?
Well, I've been around. I'm the only one on the show that's not a comedian.
He's a promoter.
I'm a promoter.
I keep a promoter with me at all times.
And I have a recording studio on PlatinumTouch Entertainment. So, but I've known Malcolm since I was 4 years old. I'm not gonna say how old he is, but I've known him since I was 4 years old. He's known me since I was 4 years old.
Okay, Malcolm's 54 years old. You could tell because when he pulled his sleeve up, his arms are turning white. He's only back from the elbows down. Wow, that is at best an Italian man's arm. You're losing melanin, bro. That means the clock's running out on you.
Yeah.
It's a ticket.
Oh, wait, Malcolm. Do you
Rich? Listen,
yeah.
I was the first person that took you to some of the toughest rooms in the city of Philadelphia, like at Johnny's Top Cat. Mind you, Johnny's Top Cat was so rough that he got killed at the show. That's how rough the room was. They shot him at the show. This is the promoter.
Yeah,
and
I did the weekend before, I think.
Yeah. They shot him at the show. So that's how rough that room was.
When I tell you, Nate, when he says this motherfucker was rough, well, first of all, I lived in Philly is because I went to Penn, right? So, wait, I'm blinking out. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah,
I went to Penn. I lived a very center city life. And then he tells me Johnny Top Cats, it was like 5,500 block or some shit. I was like, yo, I legit didn't know it went past 1,000. I got to that bitch like, oh hell no. Well, that, and also I would always be the first one there by miles. You know, like lights were just coming on because if he said it was 7 o'clock, I showed up at 7 o'clock like an asshole. Or no, I'd be there at 6:45. Fucking, it's dark.
The stage was right by the door for the exit door to the alleyway. Like the alleyway was right behind the door. While you're on stage is a door that's the alleyway. And the alleyway, people be walking up and down the alleyway while you're on stage. It's like the scariest. It's like, it was crazy.
Also, it was a back room in a fire hazard ass hallway. And you remember in Taken when your boy is like going through all these shitholes and these tiny little and he's like looking at rooms and there's girls in here and there's girls in there. It was that type of back ass room shit.
Yeah.
But there'd be just suddenly there's 40 people like this, hot as fuck. The stage.
It was the smallest room in comedy, right?
Malcolm stole 2 pallets from the back of ShopRite, put a rug over it, and called it the stage. It was rough as a motherfucker, dude. The first time I ever did a show there, I forget her name. She was always at the shows. This lady, I go up and she's already out, but she's got a wig on. This shit quitting on her. The wig's doing one of these, and like she like snaps back to it and starts drinking Colt 45 out of a styrofoam cup on the rocks through a straw. Son.
It sound like he sound like he trying to set you up.
Listen,
the joke
he's not lying. You have to go through a hallway that's so thin that it's a fire hazard. Like he's not lying. I've never seen that like it. The hallway where you got to walk down to get to the room is real thin, so you can't. Two people can't walk down the hallway at the same time.
So you got to go sideways.
Long hallway, and that is a fire hazard. That is a fire hazard.
And there were some biggins in that room too. I don't know what the geometry situation was, but it took careful planning to get all of them in there.
It toughened you up though. It got you to where you at today.
Dude, look, I will absolutely say that I learned how to perform in those rooms, you know, because like I couldn't go up and write my jokes about I just graduated from Penn, you know. It was like I
didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, it was just like I couldn't do my material, so I just had to go up and have fun.
You was the only light-skinned guy in the room.
Yeah, in the 5,000 block.
In the 5,000 room.
And
he hung with me and a lot of other comedians at that time. He was the only light-skinned guy that we allowed to hang with us and was rocking out with us. And I said, Rich, you're going to be able to do our rooms and some other people's rooms at the same time. You're going to blow up real fast. And right after that, nigga, I call his number. His number changed. Like, I got to talk to the secretary. I said, Richie, I got to talk to your secretary. Come on, man.
Right after, this is not an overnight success.
No, it wasn't overnight.
Like
no, you
12 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where are you originally from, Rich?
I'm from South Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long? Well, what made you decide to become a comedian?
I mean, I always wanted to do it, like since I was a kid, and I started writing when I was like in college. I started writing some, but I was on the rowing team, so that took all my time. You know, like there was just no free between college and that. It was like no free time, and then my first serious job, I just hated it. And literally day one that I got fired from that job, I went on.
Day one I got fired.
Yeah, I went on stage at the Laugh House and I ate shit, but it was because I was the last one up. You know, it's like there's no way. But some of the best input that I got was, you remember Rocco?
Rocco, of course.
Yeah. I ate balls, and this dude comes over to me. He's like, first time, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, piece of advice. If you're not getting laughed after 5 times, join a band. And he's like, walked away. But it was like,
Rocco was ignorant.
It's the best thing that anybody could have possibly said to me, because I didn't fuck around and like, oh, I'll give myself a year. You know, it was like, but it makes sense. Like, if you can't figure it out in 5, do something else. It's torture. It's not a fun lifestyle. Like, if you're one of these guys that's bombing every single weekend, it's just, you're just like emotionally cutting yourself. And so it took 3 times and I got laughs. And then
one thing I know about you, you know, especially back then when I first saw you, I said, this dude got heart. I said, one of your main aspects is you got heart. Like, you in all black, you know, room.
Yeah.
And you doing what you're doing. And I was like, yo, this guy's going to be great because you got heart. You didn't care. You was definitely fearless and you didn't care. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. I think it wasn't fearlessness. It was doing well in the face of fear.
Okay.
It's a difference.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, it's not the absence of fear. It's like walking through it type of thing. But like, I literally perform better when I was a little bit scared sometimes, because like, you know, I was in situations that was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Yeah.
You definitely. And then, you know, I was so proud of you when I see that you was, you know, with Cat Williams and a lot of, you know, big names. And I was like, yo, you know what I mean? I remember we was at Johnny's Top Cat in a little room, and then you was opening. You know, how was that experience opening for the big people like you was doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that I was like, and like I said, it took a pretty long time. You know, I was like 11 or 12 years in before I got that kind of break, and I was just really ready. So like, what I did was when I went to New York, I was doing the hood room still just to make money, but I quickly kind of realized it was like, well, not quickly, it was like a year of doing that. It's like, I'm not getting any closer to the goal here of like getting on TV and getting into all these clubs where you can get seen. So I started focusing on the mainstream rooms. I wasn't really doing the rooms out in the boroughs, and I got to writing really hard. And I started writing every single morning, and after like a year or two of doing that was when I got the call to do Cat. And honestly, I hadn't done a black room in like 2 years at that point.
Wow.
But I had 10 years of urban room experience learning how to perform. And then I had these 2 years of going nose to the grindstone, really learning how to write.
Right.
And it was like perfect storm. When I got that opportunity, I was able to put my writing and performing together on the spot. And so, yeah, the first show that I did, it was actually in Philly. And I got the call it was like Friday at 11 p.m. Do you want to open for Cat Williams tomorrow?
Man, that's crazy.
At 7 p.m. Like, yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
Yeah. And I was already going to be in Philly too.
Oh, wow. That was good. That was lucky.
Yeah. And so I do it. I go on and like, I'm like, oh man, I want this guy to see me so bad. This could be it. Like, he's not there. Fuck. And I was like the first spot. It's almost like the pre-show spot, but not, because like he just didn't have a host at that point. He was just alley-ooping. He was using a local guy, then alley-oop, bring on the next person.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at Leocora Center, and
that's big. Hey.
15 minutes. It was 7,000 people. And it was, like I said, perfect conversions. That Philly feels like home court. Bam, bam, bam. I worked them, and I got off like it was the hardest kill I'd had in my life until that point. And it's like, yes, but fuck, this guy's not here. And I'm walking back to the dressing room, and out of the shadows, like a movie, a dude in a purple suit with a fur coat, fur hat, gold glasses.
Wow.
Man, absolutely stupendous. I was like, yo, did you watch my set? Like, thank you so much. He's like, I didn't watch it, but I heard the crowd. It was absolutely stupendous. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm such a big fan of yours, man. I'd love to do other shows with you. And he just goes, I'll have you on the road, and that's my word. And a month and a half later, it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday night. Can you come to DC tomorrow to do a show for Cat? Yes, I can. And then that night, when the show's over, can you do tomorrow? Yes, I can. I get off stage, and they're like, hey, we've got this other comic booked for tomorrow, so there's already a host, but it's not going to happen. But if it could happen, would you be available tomorrow? I was like, absolutely. And the stage manager was like, well, I'm going to have to call this other guy and break the bad news. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that, dude. So he calls him right in front of me. He's like, yeah, I know you were really looking forward to it, but yeah, he booked somebody else. I know. He hangs up. He's like, looks like you got it. I'm like, yo, fuck that dude. Whatever emotions you're trying to inflict upon me, I got 12 years of struggle, baby.
Yeah, that's good. That's good shit. So look, Malcolm, you taking them all to all the urban locations, had them seasoned.
Yeah,
you got seasoned.
I tried to tell him. He don't want to believe it.
There was a lot of Zatarains, a lot of Lowrys. There was.
He used to tell this joke about how the black girls, when they about to fight, how they take off their earrings and put the grease on their face. That shit, how he talk about that shit. That's what was you be killing that shit though. You got a lot of funny stuff.
Real story that it was
that you saw.
No, well, yeah, I saw, but I was in the middle of this shit because I thought I used to do a bit about wanting to hook up with a black chick, right? And the origin of it was like, all you got to do is holler, and I'm going to holler back, right?
I'm going to holler.
And it's bad girl. We're in West Philly. She comes up to me.
West Philly all day.
And by that I mean Penn. So this girl, she comes up to me, she's like, sexy, she's like, holla. And I was like, me? Like I was just such a nerd, like I didn't fucking believe it. So we wind up going to this after party thing, and I'm like, yo, this is it. This is my first black chick. And so I'm all pumped. And she's like, we sit down for a second, and she's like, I got to go use the bathroom. I was like, all right, I want to go get a drink. I'm at the bar, and like, but it's like, it's been a while, right? And this chick with like 3 girls behind her, she's like, take your shoes off, girl. It's about to happen. So I know for sure a rumble is about to happen. So I, of course, follow him outside and quickly realize that it's this brute that said, take your shoes off, and my girl.
Oh, wow.
It's a spectacle. I mean, like, this is like flip phone times. There wasn't phones out, but still, nobody is breaking up a girl fight. Everybody's like, come on, titty.
Yeah. Come on, titty.
Yeah, but this chick literally did this.
She started taking off.
This bitch had grease. It's like Vaseline her whole face. I'm like, yo, she's about to get fucked up. And like I literally like I stepped in for a second, like, hey, we don't have to. And this girl looks at me, so what the fuck you gonna do, white boy? Like, that goddamn thing. No, she caught her with a 5-piece and a biscuit. I mean, like I think the lights went out on the 2, and she caught her 3 times on the way down. Bing, bing, bing.
Yo, we had some good times, man.
Yeah, so fun. But wait, I've been wanting to ask this whole time, Malcolm, is this where you always do your show?
Yeah.
In front of your dresser?
I ain't got a studio yet, nigga. I ain't got no studio yet. Okay. Next time you come on, we gonna be at the studio. I'm in front of my dresser. Okay. I got my clothes in the drawer right here.
Hey, Rich. In all fairness, until Corona came, we actually had a office set up with So thank God for the situation here where we can send an email out to where anybody is and just do it like that, because actually cost efficient and safe.
But Malcolm, you don't need to be a part of this for a second. Nate, can you get him to close the drawers, or perhaps? See, I don't like that. I'm OCD. I don't like that shit right there.
But I'm gonna tell you something about that. Now, if he closed the drawer, like back in the day with the TVs with the antenna, and you got somebody holding it, or you gonna get that static. If he closed the drawer, you're gonna go back. You're gonna go back to being frozen.
Right. Yeah, I gotta keep everything open.
That shit right there. That's the whole Wi-Fi.
Malcolm got all this money, but he's cheap as shit.
Yeah. And I'm broke. I ain't open for Cat Williams.
Malcolm is using the phone. He don't want to use it. I'm gonna tell you, Rich, why it freezes. So, all right, Malcolm likes the Facebook Live. So what he does is he comes out, because once you record, since we're doing it live, once you press it, it's gonna freeze for a little bit. I'll keep telling him to get a computer. He got enough money to get 100, probably 200 of them, but he's just so cheap.
I'm not spending no money yet until we get another studio. Rich, how did it felt when you bombed for the first time? How'd you feel?
I mean, like the first time on stage ever when I bombed, or I mean, it's amazing how slow 5 minutes can be, or 3 minutes, whatever it is.
Yeah. When
shit ain't going good. I mean, dude, my first time on stage, I looked right into the stage lights. I'm like, I'm flying blind. Shit, yeah.
I was blind. Yep.
And I had like a whole script that I was trying to hit. Like, I'm trying to do political commentary at midnight at the Laugh House open mic, but honestly, you know what? Like, I had been thinking about doing comedy for so long, and I wanted to do it for so long, and like, I had I had so much experience with sports, like with rowing in particular. Like I don't know if you know this. I was an international athlete. That I raced in 2 world championships representing the United States.
For real?
Yeah, and so I knew what hard work was, and I knew what it was to take a loss. You know, and and in rowing, it's in college when you lose a match race, you have to go over and you take your shirt off and you give it to the guy and shake his hand and say good race. So like the you know, taking an L at midnight at a club shirt, you know, it's like I don't have to walk home in like.
I don't know. He froze. Maybe I closed the door.
No, I think somebody probably called him.
Hello?
Just
somebody probably called him.
Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, you just keep on talking. Did somebody call you?
Guys?
Yeah, we
can still hear you.
We can still hear you. Just go.
Hear us. Yeah.
You good?
I'm back. I can hear. So yeah, I was saying that it sucked to take an L, but it was like I get to keep my clothes, you know. So so yeah, honestly, it was like I don't know about you, Malcolm, but because I feel like you're probably the same way, that you see a lot that I'm saying you weren't like this. You were more on my side, that like you see a lot of guys that it's like I'm trying this and I'm going to try to do it. But there was other guys where you kind of knew always took it seriously, and it's like I'm doing this. I do this now.
Right.
You know, and there's such a difference in that mentality between like trying it and like I just knew I was like, I'm always doing this. You know, even when I was 6 months in, a year in, or whatever, and still wasn't that good, it was like, I'm going to figure this out. You know, if it kills me, I'm going to fucking figure this thing out.
Yeah. So, Rich, tell me this, Rich. So, with the whole Corona thing going on, how has it changed for you? As far as, are you still doing stand up? Have you been busy with the shows, or are you doing like some different things?
Yeah, it's a good question. I pivoted really hard, really fucking hard. And not too many people actually know this yet. Not that many comics know it, but I started a comedy consulting company.
Okay.
I've produced probably 30 corporate Zoom shows.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the first one I produced was and I'm working with most of like banks, financial institutions, startups, pharma companies, and shit.
Smart.
And it's like, yeah, I don't know if you ever heard this quote. They asked John Dillinger why he always robbed banks, and he goes, "That's where all the money is." And it's the same shit. It's just like I was looking at this thing as like, yo, if I'm going to try to sell shit during the pandemic, is like a lot of people are just broke. So like that's not where the money is. And also I'm not that good at like the social, you know, I don't have a huge following, but I can pick up the phone and I can call and, you know, I can talk to people I know and then try to figure out who the decision makers are.
Absolutely. That's smart.
Yeah. And so I'm still doing stand up. You know, I'm getting back into it like more hardcore as the clubs in NYC open up. But having the business has taken a lot of the pressure off so that I don't have to chase these gigs that I don't want to do, you know?
So you're in New York right now? Like that's
outskirts. Yeah.
Okay. But you're close. Okay.
But like, dude, I've got, I have 2 Fortune 500 companies that have me on retainer. And,
oh, sweet.
And I'm writing speeches and shit for like their CEOs. And,
oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah, dude, that's the exact word for it. It's a total blessing. And,
that's a blessing.
Yeah, and I've been able to like spread the love and get a lot of comics up here paid and shit too. So it's been cool.
Okay, well that's good. Well, we need you to get Malcolm up there and paid. That's what we need, Rich. You're our light-skinned brother.
My light-skinned twin brother.
The laptop fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
Folding computer.
Yeah. Listen, give me real quick. Give me your top 5 comedians of all time. So I do this because we're gonna run these segments because we had everybody on the show so far.
Everybody got somebody different.
Everybody got somebody different. Your top 5 comedians of all time.
Of all time? Ooh. Wow. I'm
better
caught
say
off
Cat.
guard.
You've been opening for him. You better say Cat.
Cat's top 5 in no particular order.
Yeah,
Cat is top 5. I got a wild card for you of this dude Billy Connolly, Scottish guy.
Okay.
He's the guy that made me want to do stand up.
Okay.
This dude is so bad. Back in the day, he started off as a banjo player, and people in Scotland would come and see him play banjo, and he'd tell a story in between. And finally, they were like, "Hey, put down the banjo." And he can tell stories for 6 hours, right? And he had an HBO special back in the day, and HBO came on Friday night and saw him at a theater, and they're like, you were funny, but we're gonna pass. And he goes, "Come back tomorrow, and I'll do a different hour." And he did a completely different hour, and that's the one that they got. That's wow. Yeah. So Chappelle, absolutely. Bill Burr, and I got to go Malcolm Hill. I got you know.
That's a hey, yo, listen, you are you know what? You really are his light-skinned brother, because you might be the
light-skinned twin brother.
You might be the first person to ever said that.
You owe me a whole Bitcoin.
We've been on for 2 years, and this is about to be season 3. And you made the top 5. Yes, I'm your manager now. That's good. Now, who is your top 5 if we had a budget right now and you could just get whoever you wanted? Living, of course.
Mm-hmm. Do I have to make this money back somehow?
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Dave. Honestly, I would get Louis out of jail. Dave, Louis, Burr. I mean, you're supposed to say Kev, but
now you're supposed to say Kev. Chastity said, "Finally, Malcolm." You know what?
Supposed to say Kev.
We haven't had a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. We haven't had not one person say Kev.
That's amazing. Listen,
yeah.
we done had, hey, Rich, we done had about 40 comedians on here.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Not one of them said Kev
in the top 5, which is amazing.
Honestly, I think Big J Okerson is one of the funniest guys in the country.
Yes.
Big J started out with us. People don't know. Big J started out with us at the Laugh House, and now, he's doing numbers across the world, man. He's definitely doing his thing. And what's so crazy is he's doing the same style that he did at the Laugh House, and now people paying this dude a whole lot of money to do it. It's amazing.
It's definitely evolved since the Laugh House, though. I mean,
yeah. Oh, of course. But the style, I'm saying the style of him just doing what he's doing is the same as what he was doing back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I get what you're saying. But I would say Tom Segura also is the top 5.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Hey, listen, I like your honesty and the way you went about it, because some people were so political. Well, I gotta say, that's good. Because let me tell you, you can't talk about on this show bad, corny ass Michael Blackston. Look at Malcolm's face.
Me and Rich, we started out. That's who we was with. That's who we was with.
Mike's a good guy though, but he just ain't funny. He's a good guy.
See, Rich, he's a promoter. He don't need to run into nobody. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna be running into certain people that I need. The
last show that we were supposed to do,
he don't understand that.
Before COVID, when COVID first started, Malcolm was opening up a mic. And the COVID came.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Mike a good guy though, but he's just not funny. He's been saying the same shit for 20 years. I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers.
And why do you say that on this show?
I'm sorry. That on this show. You said tell the truth. I can't lie.
Say that on this show. This the
Tell me one funny Michael Blackston joke.
Anyway, it's ready. Where can they find you at, man? Listen, it's an honor. Listen, people, you need to go see this brother, my twin brother, Rich Redding. If y'all haven't seen comedy, come and see my twin brother, Rich Redding, live, man. Very funny. Tell the people how they can get in contact with you, Big Rich.
You can follow me on everything. It's at Richie Redding. I'm mostly going to be in the clubs in New York City right now for the next couple months. But if you need a corporate show that's got that budget, hit me up at funnierthanYouAre.com and we'll do some shit. It'll be great.
All right, now I'm gonna make sure we send you the footage and tag you and everything like that. And if something comes up, man, keep us in mind because we're gonna keep you on mind.
Rich, I'm gonna see you again. Yo, thanks for logging on, Big Rich. I'm gonna see you again.
Buddy. Close that fucking door.
Peace.
Peace, guys.
All right.
Hill, I really like that guy. I never actually got the chance to see him perform, but I definitely want to check him out.
When I started out with him, man, this dude was in with me. Me and him used to go around to some of the hood rooms in the city, and he was the only light-skinned guy, I would call him always, and he would battle the crowds, man, and he didn't care, and he and it paid off for him. It paid off for him big time because he started out in tough situations where you're gonna bomb because people talking while you're on stage, they not paying you attention. People, man, shut up with that shit, man. Come on with that shit. And he be up there still doing his joints, and it'd be niggas like, yo, but come on with that shit, man. Yo, where the headliner at?
The headliner, dog. They gonna heckle him like that.
Saying that out loud, and you trying to tell jokes, and Rich fought it through, and it paid off, man. When I watch him, it goes to show you that if you stick with it and believe in what you're doing, no matter what, things can happen. And you Dan
Sinclair said Richie used to bring the fire.
Oh yeah. Dan, that's one of the biggest promoters in the world. My man Dan. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta bring him on one week, man. We want to bring the promoters on too.
Yeah, he's big time promoter, man. And he in fact, he got me on a thing that's getting ready to come on TV called The World's Funniest America's New
Richie's saying in the world. Richie is in here saying in the world in the private chat.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Richie, for staying and watching the rest of the show.
I appreciate definitely, man. But like I said, people, go look this man up, Richie Redding, man. Very, very good dude. He's been through the trenches and he can do everything. A lot of people can't do both rooms. He can do everything. Very, very talented brother, man. And we're gonna go on to my man Obona Hagins. Is Obona Hagins here?
Obona Hagins,
man, with the final word. What up, man?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's up?
Hey, man, you know what the day is, right?
The verdict.
Huh?
The verdict. Oh, you don't care.
No, the day is Earth Day. Today is Earth Day.
Oh, okay.
Do you know about Earth Day? I mean, it's only been going on for 51 years.
Oh yeah, Earth Day. That's the best holiday I like, man.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Let me just give you a little bit of history about Earth Day.
Yeah, give us some history. Give the people, not me. Give the people some history.
Well, look, hey, greetings, everyone. I didn't greet y'all last week, but I want to greet everybody who's listening to the Hill-arious Show.
That's what's up.
My name is Obona Hagins, aka Philly Green Man, aka Philly Word Man. Former candidate for city council about 2 years ago, retired teacher, father of 3 sons.
Philly Word Magazine?
Yeah, Philly Word Magazine, I'll show you that real quick. This here was the first cover that Eve was ever on.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh,
Philly Word.
Okay.
That was back in June 1999, a whole different century,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So how you guys doing?
We good, man.
We blessed.
I mean, Nate, you went away, right?
Yeah, I went away. I was looking for you last Tuesday,
right?
And I didn't hear from you. But
so this is what happens next time. Next time, if you notice that I didn't call, and I was supposed to come, just pick the phone up and remind me. Text me.
I don't do none of that. No, I'm just messing with you.
I have so many obligations these days. You know, I just did a show on WURD. They had an Eco Word program, and they had Philly Green Man on there talking about that. So if anybody's interested to see, you know, what I was talking about on there, just go to Word Radio on Facebook. You'll be able to review everything. So Earth Day started in 1970. Okay. And the reason that it was April 22nd is because, number one, it fell between the finals of college and the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. It's the final, right? And also because it coincided with Arbor Day. You know what Arbor Day is?
I'm not. Tell the people.
Arbor Day is when, you know, you plant trees. It was started, and that was the time when you planted trees. So that's why Earth Day is the 22nd. Right. Okay. You know what I do as Philly Green Man? It's Earth Day every day for me. You know, I collect unwanted sneakers and shoes to have them shipped to Haiti and West Africa. I promote the idea that we should stop wasting.
You was a fool.
Hey, man, chill out, man.
Why you making noise while he trying to talk?
Chill out, Malcolm. The people can't hear me, man.
I'm trying to learn something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing about you, Nate, I notice every time I'm talking, man, you are intent. You're just like focused on what I'm saying. So just remember Earth Day. Okay. Remember Earth Day. Remember that we need to, and look, the Earth is going to take care of itself regardless. If we destroy it, we're going to end up destroying ourselves. But the Earth is not going anywhere. The Earth is going to reproduce whether we are here or not. So it's really for our best interest to really understand what we're doing, to waste not, because we're wasting too much stuff in this country. You know, they're giving away a lot of food, but a lot of this food is being thrown away. As a matter of fact, 50% of all food that's purchased is thrown away. So imagine somebody's going to the supermarket, they're spending $200 for food, 100 of it is thrown away, you know? So we got to be very, you know, very conscious of that. And don't forget to give me a call if you got old shoes and sneakers. Don't let them go to the landfill, especially if they're usable.
I told you, just pull up every Tuesday.
I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna hold you to that, Nate. Hey. So Earth Day, Philly Green Man, sneakers and shoes. Contact me 484-540-5430. I'll come and pick them up from you, so you won't have to throw them away.
Man, he gave us some knowledge. He was telling jokes.
Man, give us some knowledge, man.
Listen, everything is not always about
promoing right now.
He don't bother.
It's not about promo.
You gotta promote shoes and sneakers and cabbage.
You're such a hater.
Time for cabbage and
in honor of Earth Day.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be conscious of what we're doing, you know. Absolutely. And now the guy, what's the guy's name that was on?
Rich Reddy.
He said something very important that I know that you remember that I said. He talked about trying.
Absolutely.
About trying. You cannot try to do anything.
Got to do it.
You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And in African languages, right, there's no such thing as maybe. You know, there's no such thing as try. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And that's a part of holding yourself responsible. Many people don't want to hold themselves responsible. They like to blame the boogeyman, you know, outside of themselves. But your success and your failure is based on you and you alone. Nobody else controls your destiny but you. So to tie into that, you know, Black Rob passed away this past week, and many people are blaming Puffy for the demise of a lot of people, you know. But the reality is Puffy is a businessman, and he did business with other people. And it's up to those people to know what they're supposed to know. It's not up to Puffy to tell them what they should do. Right. So if they go out and they make money and they go and spend it on cars and jewelry and clothes and women and all this other kind of stuff, don't come back when you're failing and when you're broke and say that Puffy didn't help you. And I'm not a big Puffy fan, okay? Right. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Don't blame anybody outside of yourself for your problems. Your problems are based on what you've done, and it all starts in the mind. As a man thinks, so is he. I repeat that mantra all the time because I wanted to penetrate in your subconscious. You know, when you affirm things, you're really affirming them to yourself and to your subconscious. The same way that, you know, you affirm that you walk every day and you never think about walking. I mentioned that before. You never think about walking. So I want people to focus on affirming that they're going to do something, because then you hold yourself responsible and you don't put it on anybody else. It's you. Just like there's a song in the gospel church that says, it's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. So we have to pray within ourselves to convince ourselves of the things that we want and the things that we desire.
Absolutely.
And,
now what were you doing?
Thing,
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was going. Go ahead. Finish what you want to say. I had a question.
The last thing is that on May the 1st, there's an organization called Hill-ariuos. You know, with all the non-peace that's going on in Philadelphia, two brothers who are from Philly, but they don't live in Philly anymore. They created an app. They use their mind. They use their God mind to create, right? And they created what's called Hill-ariuos. It's an app. So you can Google Hill-ariuos and you'll find out all about it. But basically, it's two things that you'll get when you go to that app. Number one, you have the ability to be a mentor or a mediator.
Okay.
So you can sign up to be a mediator, but it's also for people who are recognizing that they have some ill thoughts. They know that there's some violence about to happen. They hit that app, and then whoever's in the area, wherever that violence is about to happen, that mediator will immediately be called, and they will mediate the process.
Wow.
You understand? So this is a solution to the non-peace that's in Philadelphia, and that's around the country. So we have to be able to mediate these things, because we heard about the young sister who was shot by the police. And you look at the video and you can see both sides of it. But I believe that before that sister got that knife, that if she used her mind to be able to have a vision of what the future would be, because we can have visions, we do have visions. So she could have thought, if somebody taught her how to use her mind, she could have said, you know what, this is not going to end well. You know, I may have been disrespected or whatever the case may be, but why do I have to respond like that? You feel what I'm saying? So we got to really, sit back and analyze. And I keep saying that people don't know how to use their minds. They're literally out of their minds.
Absolutely.
So we got to be able we have to be able to teach people how to use their minds. And I'm a mind scientist, okay? Absolutely. And I can show people how to be successful, how to use their minds and to tap into their subconscious mind so that they can always accomplish whatever it is they want without even thinking about it, because they've affirmed it so many times that it's in their subconscious. You feel me? So Hill-ariuos, go ahead.
Now I noticed today, I seen something pop up. I want to say you was with Kenyatta Johnson.
Yes, sir. I was. He had a Peace Not Guns rally, and I went down there, and he said, you got here a little bit earlier. I really could have spoken. We sent him a letter requesting to speak, but they were so busy they couldn't really get back to me like that. But he assured me that any other events that he has, I'll be able to speak. And you can be rest assured, the number one thing that I'm going to be talking about is the power of the mind, and that we have the power within ourselves, each individual. You see, we keep looking for the community to save, right? But you're not even saved yourself. And I don't mean saved from a religious perspective, but your own homes are messed up, and you're leaving your messed up home trying to say, it's like your house is on fire, your neighbor's house on fire, but you're going to leave your house and put your neighbor's house out first. You got to save yourself first. So that's the final word, man. I'm just saying, like, let's celebrate Earth Day. Let's stop wasting, and let's keep it 100. Be true to ourselves. Hold ourselves responsible for the problems, because if each individual practices peace within themselves, then the community is going to be peaceful. But if we start outside of ourselves first, it really is like, it's like the Bible says something like, do everything in decency and in order. And the individual is the first unit of a community. You see, so you got to save that first unit of the community first before you can go out there and save the community. So that's the final word.
I love it, man. I love having you on here, man. Cause you know you bring the knowledge, man. Love having you on here.
We gonna have to have some offline to do what you wanted to do too. We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call you tomorrow.
This ain't a
and I'm gonna hold you to that, man.
Yes, and I'm gonna do it.
Blow your phone up. Don't worry. I'm not gonna forget this time.
Hey, get out of here, Bona. Y'all talk.
All right.
FaceTime each other.
Y'all take care.
No conversation. Listen.
Yes, it is.
Man. I love you. Love you to death, man. Very, very smart man. This guy, Obona, been cussing me out for years. That's why I definitely had to have him on the show. He tells me off every day. He calls me and gives me some knowledge and tells me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Very, very smart man. And people, y'all need to look him up and listen to that brother. Very, very intelligent brother. And I want to thank my man Rich Redding for coming on here, man. Very, very look up Rich Redding, man. Everybody on this show is stars. Okay.
Shout out to Ron G. Shout out to my boy Ron G. Ron G. Shout out to him. Shout out to Jackie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe the Boss. Shout out Joe the Boss.
Yeah, God, my Lord Jesus. Joe the Boss, my homie. Listen.
Yeah.
We see y'all next week, man. Same time, 7 o'clock, the Hill-arious Show. We out of here. Let's go. Oh, the 23rd.
May the 23rd.
May 23rd. Next month, I'm at the Met, the biggest show of my life. Get your tickets, 267-971-7860. It will sell out.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
267-971-7860. The show will sell out. You can see me live. Tony Roberts, Buck Wild, Red Grant, Coco Brown. The biggest show that you're going to ever see coming through this city. We out of here. Let's go. Peace. And we're going to be in the studio next.